just say something before you go off on whatever I know you're going to want to say, fully justified about the game tonight?
Okay, Jersey guy, let me hear it.
I am a capitalist. You're a capitalist, Johnny. But what is with over half of the crowd being Bruins fans at this game tonight?
Yep, I totally agree. At times like this, game 75 of the season, I'm like Putty from Seinfeld. You gotta support the team, you hang on to your tickets, and you show up in person.
Okay, all right, we gotta have a talk here.
Preds lose 3-0 to the Boston Bruins Tuesday night inside Bridgestone Arena. Okay, I'm just gonna say right off the bat, I'm not angry. I'm frustrated, and any of you in the fan base that feel this way have the right to. But you don't need to be angry. There's nothing to worry about with this team just yet. I have complete confidence at this moment with 7 games left that this team is still going to the playoffs. Heck, the Preds took over a month and a half. Remember that. Over a month and a half before they lost in regulation at home. That's quite the accomplishment that they deserve credit for. And heck, this was a big game that for 2.5 periods, they went toe-to-toe with one of the best teams in their division, one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference, and a team that is going to go down to the wire fighting for the President's Trophy. And they almost took them to overtime because their goalie showed up after the terrible performance he had, much less his team, the last time he was in net back in Arizona. And I want to say just one little thing to make me feel better after this loss. You think the Bruins wouldn't be so eager for all that attention of it being a division winner, conference winner potentially, and President's Trophy after they choked to Florida last year. Like Jersey Guy and I alluded to in the intro, I heard estimates that well over half of the crowd tonight were Bruins fans. Guys, come on. Like, I'm all for making the almighty dollar, but with 7 games left and the playoffs still needed to be clinched and this team needing all the support that they need, it's like Putty in Seinfeld. You got to support the team. Keep those tickets and show up and help them to get a 2-point win. And I want to say I applaud this team for a much better defensive effort than whatever happened last Thursday in Arizona and then in Denver on Saturday. On a goalie, you only allowed 2 goals tonight. Also, props to the special team. Much better penalty kill performance than going 50% against Denver as the Bruins went 0-for-2. But you know what you got to get a little better at as you get closer to the playoffs. If you want any chance of an upset in the first round, you can't go 0-for-4 on the power play. First period, I thought the Preds weathered the storm pretty good, only being outshot by the Bruins 10-5 in a scoreless game after 20. And in the second period, complete 180 by the Preds in a period that they outshot the Bruins 12-6. And then later on in the period, with Jake DeBrusk in the penalty box for interfering with Keith Sherwood in the dying moments of the power play, Ullmark was down and out to his left, guarding his net, and the puck comes to Roman Josi, who is staring down a wide open net, and he hits the post. Roman, just breathe and tap it in. Tap it in like you're a golfer. You had a wide open net to look at. How do you miss that? But I will also say, considering I don't know if that goal would have given the Preds some momentum, some jump to score more, but I think considering the way things worked themselves out in the third period, the Bruins probably still would have won this game. And in the third period, overall, a period that if you had copied and pasted that into the first 2, this would have been an even more entertaining game, seeing as the Bruins outshot the Preds 16-14 in the final 20. We reached under 10 minutes to go in regulation in the third period, and I thought for sure that the hockey gods would be on the Preds side and there would be a hero emerging like Alexander Carrier against the Islanders or Philip Forsberg 2 weeks ago against the Red Wings. Maybe the Preds did too because they spent too much time looking at each other for somebody to step up instead of them stepping up on their own and taking this team on their back and claiming the 2 points. With about 7 minutes left to go in regulation, Mason Lohrei in the penalty box for interfering with Tommy Novak, and it's Tommy Novak who would help lead to a goal because Linus Ullmark is able to bank the puck successfully off of the glass and out. Puck comes to Brad Marchand, Bruins captain, who gets the attention of Tommy Novak. And guess what? Nobody's covering Charlie Coyle, who Marchand gets the puck to, who skates in all on his own. Nothing UC Saros can do. Charlie Coyle is a talented player. Hey, UC Saros is a talented goalie, but more times than not, on breakaways like that, skill is going to beat the netminder, and the Bruins finally have the first lead of this game. And I will repeat, in case I didn't say it earlier in my recap, this game was not on Saros. Bravo, he didn't go into a slump. He bounced back huge, only allowing the 2 goals he did in this game. When there's 3 minutes left to go in regulation, Preds naturally have to pinch to try and get the tying goal. That means numbers going the other way for the Bruins. Heinen sets up Zacha. Saros is all on his own, out of his net, out of position to make the right save. Zacha beats him. Bruins go up 2-0, and eventually Saros is summoned to the Preds net. Pasternak gets the puck before long. I think that was his 46th of the season. Buries it into the empty net. The exclamation point, putting this game away as the Bruins win 3-0. Now, I've seen this on Twitter when the scoring started happening for the Bruins in the third period, and I've seen it afterwards. Tweets that just pop up. Maybe it's people I follow or just trending tweets. Some of you in Preds Nation need to be talked off of down from the ledge. Yes, the Preds are on a 3-game losing streak, but you have to give them credit and feel a little bit of optimism that they played nearly a perfect game defensively, minus the last 7 minutes of regulation. Offensively, needs a little bit of work, but I'm not worried, seeing as the shot total was relatively even and they went toe-to-toe with one of the best teams in the league. I repeat again. I ultimately believe in my heart of hearts, if they play like they did tonight against the Bruins, against the 7 remaining teams left on their schedule, they will clinch their playoff ticket. They are still in wild card spot number 1 with 90 points, 3 points up on Los Angeles, who has 1 game in hand, and they are 6 points up on St. Louis with even games played. They play St. Louis one more time when the Blues come to Bridgestone Thursday night. Now, I'm not going to go through the remaining schedule of everybody trying to lock down those final couple playoff spots. Maybe I will closer to the end of the season if it's needed to be addressed. But I will say, as it pertains to the Blues, like I said, they are 6 points up on the Blues. They have 6 more regulation wins than they do, and they have 5 more regulation plus overtime wins than they do. Why do I say that? That's because those are the tiebreakers. Essentially, with just a 6-point lead, meaning a combination of 3 Blues wins and 3 Preds losses would tie them in the standings. No, mon frere. The Blues essentially would have to get 7 points because tying does them no good. The Preds still win on those 2 tiebreakers I mentioned. So the Preds have a little bit of extra cushion. Now, as for the remaining schedule, after the Blues on Thursday, the Preds play in Long Island on Saturday. Then it's a very short trip. No jet lag, really. It should be a bus ride over to play the Devils Sunday night. Then they come home to play the Jets on Tuesday. Then, a week from Friday, they'll play their last game of the season in the United Center against Chicago. A week from Saturday, at home to Columbus before ending the season on the 15th against Pittsburgh. The Preds' magic number remains at 8 points, meaning that any combination of wins for the Preds or overtime or shootout losses where they still get 1 point, reducing that from 8, or any combination of Blues regulation losses or overtime losses or shootout losses where they only get 1 point, which also reduces that magic number, that would help. And hey, yes, if the Preds were to win against the Blues, that would go a long way. A regulation win knocks that from 8-4, or an overtime win or shootout win. Hey, that's not too bad either, because that would knock it from 8-5, because yes, the Blues still get a point, but the Preds get 2. I believe in my heart of hearts, if the Preds play like they did against Boston tonight, against any combination of the Blues Thursday, really the Isles on Saturday, definitely the Devils Sunday, and then the Blackhawks and then the Blue Jackets next week before we even have to worry about the Penguins on the 15th, the Preds will have knocked that magic number from 8 down to 0. No problem. They will get in. I'm not worried. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, click like if you liked this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. You can find my social media as always and interact with me during every Preds game by clicking on a channel name. Tell all your friends about Redemption. And if you do talk to them tonight or tomorrow and you need to, talk them down off the ledge, away from that panic button. This team is going to be fine.